right, so let's come back together. Let's come back together. Who would like to give me an example of what they talked about in their group? All right, go ahead.
I mean, definitely time management, because you have to take part, like making sure you're going to your professors and saying like, hey, I'm traveling this day, and looking at your practice slot and seeing, okay, I practice here, classes here, when do I have time to do homework? Or when do I have time to make up a test, or different things like that. So, I mean, you really have to like manage your time wisely, either if it's traveling on the road or whatnot.
Okay. So time management, being able to put that on a resume, you hear?
We kind of talked about a combination of leadership and communication.
Okay.
So being able to effectively talk to your teammates and coaches,
Okay.
and then also be a leader vocally through communication, and leading by example, just showing your teammates what you can achieve just by showing them.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for sharing your examples. And so you guys get candy for that you can share with your group. Of course, it's Ohio State candy. So there you go. So we'll look at a couple of examples real quick of just like how you can utilize that in a resume. So here's one example, and just like you mentioned, leadership experience. So you have your leadership experience here, and then as the captain, and they talk a little bit more about what they did as the captain of the team. And so you can see the different bullet points that are stated here. And again, with like the Student Athlete Advisory Board, what are the things that they did as being a member of the Student Athlete Advisory Board? So those will be some examples of how you can show leadership experience in your resume. And then here's another example. This one is more functional. Sometimes people use a functional resume when they may not have the experience, like work related. So they use a functional resume to talk more about the skills that they've gained from their sport. And so you can see that we talk about teamwork, communication, self-motivation, and then the work ethic. And then they go into a little bit more detail about where they've gained those skills, how they've been able to utilize those skills. So that's just another example of how you can use athletic transferable skills in a resume. Okay? Any questions about that? Okay, so that's the end of the resume portion. We're going to move on now to cover letter. So again, I want you to get back into your small groups, talk about how can you talk about your athletic experiences in a cover letter, okay?